Hey there, Kelly here, and welcome to my world. So today I'm going to share with you guys the top 10 YouTube channels that I've been watching that have been keeping me entertained through the pandemic. So if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please do so. Also, if you would like to support my channel and to help support my lovely little flourishing business, please check out my Amazon author page where I share with you guys adult coloring books, puzzles and mazes and things of that nature, and helpful life trackers. So, my top 10 list. The first one on my list is called The Origin of Everything. This young lady, I swear, must spend 1,000,000 years researching everything, because after all, it is called The Origin of Everything. I initially found her because I'm a big history buff. I love to watch things that are based on history. I like to learn from our past so that I don't repeat that, hopefully, going forward in the future. And of course, for a good Facebook trolling, you kind of need to know what you're talking about so you can aptly piss people off. No, I don't troll on Facebook. But The Origin of Everything, this lady has everything. I mean, like, really. So if you're interested in history, or if you want to know just like everything, I would definitely say check her out. The next video, my number 2, they're not necessarily in any order. I'm just kind of giving them to you as I've written them down, is what's now newly called The Daily Social Distancing Show with Trevor Noah. So it's normally obviously the Daily Show, but he's been broadcasting from home. Now, I'm not really huge on politics per se, so I do keep up. For many of you, you know that I live in Mexico, but just because I live in Mexico does not mean that things don't still affect me, because I am still an American citizen and my children live there. But the thing that I really dig about Trevor Noah, first of all, he adds an element of humor. But as someone who is a foreigner, so to speak, who lives in America, who is also black and can give the perspective of being black from South Africa and can kind of see the nuances of what's happening in America, his perspective is really interesting to me, especially when he's kind of off the cuff, when he's behind the scenes, or when something has really touched him and he's sharing his personal point of view on it. So I've come to really like him just because I feel like he delivers his humor in a highbrow, sometimes a little lowbrow, but in the way that he delivers it, I feel like it really resonates and connects with me. The other little video, it's a fairly new channel that I've fallen in love with, but I'm a little biased. It's called Marlene E. Failmouse, and it's in Spanish, because I'm trying to learn Spanish. And it has a beautiful hostess, and she's got a puppet, little mouse, fail mouse, who is helping her to share various lessons in Spanish. Now, the reason I'm biased and y'all don't go out there and be trying to hire her is because this beautiful lady is also my Spanish instructor. So I have subscribed to her channel, and I love these little these videos with the puppet. It really helps me to kind of get a laugh, even though most of the time, sadly, I still don't know what the heck they're saying. But then I get a lesson later on in the week, and hopefully we can muddle through and she can help me figure it out. But if you're interested in learning a language, and if Spanish is a language you're interested in learning, check out Marlene E. Failmouse, which means Marlene and Failmouse. Okay, another one that I find interesting is home team history. Now, for me, when I look at American history, it's bullshit. I'm just gonna put that out there. A lot of narratives are not told. A lot of, our side, if you are a minority or if there was something that they didn't really want out there. But here is the thing that I really dig about home team history, is it's not just about what happened in America. It shares, like, the very first video I ever watched from him was talking about what was happening in Africa in 1492 while Columbus was over there raping, pillaging, and plundering. There were other things going on in the world. And so I didn't really want to hear about the Columbus guy. I wanted to learn about people that looked more like me. So it's not just about our history in America per se. When I say our, I mean us chocolate melanated folk that, you know, whose parents or whose ancestors probably were brought over on slave ships. But it really does talk about, you know, how how Africa was, if you will, the good, the bad, the ugly, the whole 9 yards. And I really dig that because it gives me a different perspective where it's not all about the soil of North America. There's a lot of other things out there that we should be interested in, proud of. Some things are cringeworthy. And so I just found that channel really interesting to me. The other channel that I enjoy, which I think a lot of people do, are TED Talks. And that's because, you know, it's all these really interesting people who are, you know, sharing their experiences. And, you know, I think that I end up finding people that I'd never heard of before, hearing their perspective, and kind of, you know, it's thought-provoking. And for me, you know, I might be a goofball here on YouTube and pretty much everywhere else in my life. However, one thing that people cannot accuse me of, I ain't a stupid woman. You know, I might be a superwoman, hey, but I'm not stupid. And so I need things that kind of stimulate me intellectually. And TED Talks does this. And then a lot of times, because I'm this weirdo that's like, where did that person come from? What did they do? And then I start looking and I find books and I find other lectures and I find places that they teach. And I just, you know, I end up down that rabbit hole and I end up with some people that I really dig, and they really do make me think about things in different ways. So TED Talks is one of my favorite channels. There's another channel, and again, a little political, actually, all political. It's, let me make sure I get his name right, Brian Tyler Cohen. And what I like about this young man is I watch some of the other little, you know, every now and again I'll come across something that will catch my eye, and it'll just be somebody running their mouth and they'll have like a picture. And they'll be talking about how, well, this person said that and that person said this, and I'm like, no. At least with this young man, he will actually put the real video so you can hear what the person is, that, you know, what they're saying, that he's providing commentary on. And then he gives you the facts and the figures and the whole 9 yards to kind of back up his point of view. So he is not just some talking head saying, well, my opinion is. He's giving you the real deal, so that if you're going to seriously consider what that other person that he's speaking about said or did or adds to the conversation or takes away from the conversation, he gives you the tools to really make your own informed decision. So I really dig that. You know, I really like that channel just because of that. And yeah, so again, he skews more towards the direction that I would more than likely vote. Although I'll be honest with you, I'm not overly thrilled about any of the candidates. There is a state, I want to say it's one of the Northeast states, where they did, oh, what the heck is it called? I'll find it and I'll put it up above my head here, but it's like choice voting, I think is what it's called, but I'll look it up and I'll share that. That's really what I think that America needs to go through or go to, but that's a whole different video that I won't be doing because I don't really do political videos. The other video that I've been amazed by is a channel. It's called Be Amazed. And these videos are just more or less kind of entertainment. They're, you know, they don't provoke a lot of thought, but they are kind of interesting because people do some really stupid things, and they kind of highlight sometimes those stupid things. Sometimes they'll highlight good things, but overall, it's nothing that you really would be amazed by, but at the same time, it's entertaining, and I dig it. So the last 3 channels are all hosted by the hardest working man on YouTube. His name is Simon Whistler, and I've listened to so many of his videos that if he walked up to me on the street and I was blindfolded, I would know it was him because I watch 3 different channels that he hosts. And let me tell you how terrible I am where it comes down to his channels. So I don't sleep well, and I don't like to take anything. because what happens is, one, I don't want to take anything, but if I turn off everything and it's quiet, my mind will not shut off. I'm like, oh, I didn't do this, and I've got that idea, and tomorrow I need to, and I will never fall asleep. So I hook my computer into my Bluetooth speaker, and I put on a YouTube channel, and then YouTube runs all night long. So I binge on a lot of his videos, and then a lot of them I don't see. Then I go back into my history, and I'm like, oh, I can't believe I missed that. Then I'll go back to it. So his first channel is called Business Blaze, and it's really interesting because it's not always business, but you know, he is a really kind of funny guy. I believe he's in the UK, and you know, again, his perspective, he just kind of, you know, he speaks about what he's talking about per se. Does that make sense? He speaks about what he's talking about, but then he adds in these little commentaries, and it's kind of cute. So I really dig Business Blaze. If you're into business, I guess, check that out. But I don't watch that one nearly as much as I watch his top 10s. Now, top 10s is actually how I found him, and then the other channels I found because he promoted them on his top 10s channel. Now, his top 10s are interesting to me because a lot of times they deal with historical figures or entertainers, and it'll be something like top 10 ridiculous things that really wealthy people bought, or top 10 families in history that were incestuous. Like, I mean, like really, these are some of the topics. So there, but he goes into, you know, again, factual stuff, historical things that you can dig up and are a matter of public record in a lot of cases, and he'll share them. But again, because he's just so entertaining, that I really dig him. The last channel that he has that I've really been enjoying a lot, because again, I really dig history, is called Biographics. And on that one, he does a lot of biographies. Those videos are quite a bit longer. They're usually anywhere from 20 to about 30, 35, maybe 40 minutes sometimes. But they're so in-depth and so interesting that, you know, I am like enthralled. So, you know, and I like that the channel, at least in that case, it's kind of separated. So if you want to watch all biographies on women, if you want to watch all biographies on famous people or historic figures, you know, that kind of thing, you can kind of pick which playlist you binge on. So those are the top 10 to steal from Simon Whistler, who the other day, wait, by the way, he did a video. Well, who was he talking about? I don't even remember, but whoever this person was, oh, Evita from Argentina, and she was like a radio personality and this, that, and the other. He says she actually did a radio show where she did biographies, and he was saying, yeah, you know, so she did a biography show, and she did a music, I think he said, and he was like, and then she had a top 10s channel, and it took me a second. I was like, he's talking about himself, and I had to laugh about it because again, he inserts really funny stuff, but she was a triple threat. Anyway, so if you have not subscribed, you should, and check out the different channels that I'm talking about. And again, I do appreciate you guys for being here. Make sure you check out my Amazon author page. I'll put that information below so that you can get yourself a couple of adult coloring books and some mazes for Halloween, which are out now, and some helpful life trackers. All right, guys, I'll see you next go round. Ciao.